The Miami Heat are on fire, winning 7 out of their last 10, including dominant wins over the Lakers, Suns, and Cavaliers. Is Tyler Herro now the best player on the team? What's going on with Bam and Jimmy? And how far can the Miami Heat go playing like this? Let's break it down. First, starting with Tyler Herro. Calling him the best player on the Miami Heat might seem a little bold, but it could be true based on how his game has evolved this season. He's averaging a career high of 23.8 points, 5.3 rebounds, and 5 assists, while shooting an impressive 47% from the field, 41% from 3, and 85% from the free throw line. Herro's 47% shooting from the floor is his most efficient season yet, surpassing his previous best of 44%. The same goes for his 3-point shooting, where he's hitting 41%, 2 points higher than his previous high of 39%. He's upped his production not by taking more shots, but by simply changing his shot diet to become more efficient. In today's NBA, the mid-range jumper is fading, as teams focus on the more efficient three-point and shots at the rim. Tyler Herro has adapted perfectly to this trend, almost by eliminating his mid-range jumpers from his game. Last season, Herro averaged just over 3 middies a game, but this season, he's only taken 18 across the entire season so far. That's less than 1 per game, and instead of taking these mid-range jumpers, he's increased his shot attempts from beyond the arc, improving from 7 a game last season to 10 threes a game this year. This smarter shot selection has played a huge role in his career best scoring efficiency. Herro's revamped shot selection was on full display against the Lakers. His shot chart from that game showed 0 mid-range attempts, strictly sticking to threes or shots at the rim. The result? He shot 58% from the field, dropping 31 points in just 30 minutes. His dominance was especially clear in the third quarters of the Lakers and Cavaliers games, where he exploded for a combined 40 points. To see all of this scoring, let's take a deeper look. Starting with the game against LA, here Herro gets the ball screen from Highsmith, and with the Lakers being too slow on the switch, Tyler reads this and pulls for 3. This is truly modern, as Robinson passes up the open layup to get the defense in motion, to then find Herro for another open 3. The handoff with Bam is so effective because teams still sag off of Bam, which makes for an impossible closeout as Davis tries to get to Herro and ends up fouling him on a 4-point play. Herro has one of the best shot forms in the league, and he's finally using it to become a volume 3-point shooter, getting another wide open look in the corner. At this point, Tyler Herro was feeling it, here making a transition pull-up 3 over Anthony Davis, cashing it in again. To end the term, it's another handoff with Bam, rising up for another bomb. His shot chart and efficiency looks like Stephen Curry right now. And in the game against the Cavs, he showed off his diverse attack. First, with some good ball movement by the Heat, Herro gets an open 3 on the near side. And then he has another great DHO connection with Bam that I really liked. But here is the difference. As off of a Thomas Bryant screen, Tyler Herro does not settle for the mid-range jumper, getting right to the cup to finish with a finger roll. In seasons past, this is where he would have pulled the midi, but driving to the basket is a much more effective shot, and you also have the chance to get fouled. And here, he does just that, driving past Dean Wade for the foul and 1. Watching this game, his basketball IQ really stood out to me, as now he recognizes that Merrill got stuck behind Butler, and Highsmith takes Jerome, leaving Herro open, and he takes another 3. Now look at how far out Herro is on this pass, forcing George Niang into an impossible closeout, as Herro upfakes and then steps into another bomb. Scoring has always been a strength for Tyler Herro, but now that he's taking a better shot selection, it's becoming even easier than it was before. But that's not the only adjustment he made to his game that's arguably made him the best player on the Miami Heat, as he's also quietly evolved into an exceptional playmaker. He's averaging a career high in assists, notching a mark of 5, which was greater than his previous best of 4.5. His improved basketball IQ, which I mentioned earlier, has really allowed him to see the floor at a much higher level than maybe anybody else could have ever predicted when he came into the league. Here off the defensive rebound, he's able to hit Jimmy Butler out in stride for a touchdown dime. Just look at this pass, bouncing it around the Raptor defender to give Jimmy a layup. Jimmy and Tyler really have a good connection on these backdoor cuts, as here they're both on the same page again. Now they do it once more, as Tyler makes the tough pass to Butler for a wide open dunk. I personally love the two-man action with Bam and Adebayo, as it's either going to get Herro enough daylight to pull a triple, or Bam a paint look or a mid-range jumper. Here Bam sets the high screen and roll, and Herro's able to find him upstairs for the finish. Here it is again. this time getting Garland on his hip, which then forces Allen to have to step up, giving Bam a mid-range look. This is a new wrinkle as of this season, as Herro forces Allen to step up once more, leaving Bam open from 3, and he makes it. Needless to say that Herro's playmaking has taken a leap this season, and not only do the numbers back that up, but the eye test and film does too. While Tyler Herro looks like he's making an all-star leap, the same can't be said for Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo. Let's start with Bam. After his standout summer with Team USA, where his defense was elite and he showed us a glimpse of his added three-point range, expectations were sky high. He's now attempting a career-high 2.8 threes per game, solid progress, but he's still only hitting 32% of them. But just 2 seasons ago, even attempting threes seemed unlikely, so this is still a huge step forward. However, Bam's overall efficiency has plummeted. He's shooting a career-low 43% from the field, far below even his rookie mark of 51%. As a big man who gets plenty of paint touches, that number simply isn't acceptable and highlights a major shooting struggle to start the season. One issue that's plaguing Bam Adebayo this season seems to be his hesitation with the jumper. Heat insiders are wondering whether Eric Spoelstra telling the team to stop taking mid-range jumpers is having an effect on Bam, as at times he seems to be second-guessing himself. When he finds himself in the mid-range, he's often hesitating, probably thinking, should I shoot this, or wait, are we even supposed to be taking these shots? This indecision has led to forced up attempts or unnecessary turnovers. However, Bam's saving grace has been his elite defense, which remains as impactful as ever. This indecision has led to forced up attempts or unnecessary passes. However, Bam's saving grace has been his elite defense, which remains as impactful as ever. He's one of the few bigs in the NBA who can seamlessly switch between a drop coverage and blitzing the ball handler, while holding his own against guards on the perimeter. He's averaging a career-high 1.6 steals per game, showing how his defensive versatility keeps him valuable despite his offensive struggles. But for Jimmy Butler, his season has not lived up to the hype that many expected, especially after NBA insiders like Brian Windhorst predicted a career-best year fueled by a contract season. Instead, Butler has taken more of a backseat offensively, averaging 19.1 points, 5.5 rebounds, and 4.8 assists. Solid, but far from superstar numbers. Defensively, he's been inconsistent, not necessarily due to effort, but likely because of age. At 35, Butler is playing in a stage of his career where decline is expected. For context, Dwayne Wade was coming off the bench for the Heat at the same age. However, all this is not a negative. Butler is still scoring efficiently, shooting 56% from the field, a strong mark, especially considering his reduced offensive role. While his production might not be what fans hope for, it's respectable given where he is in his career. Expectations were sky high for Jimmy Butler coming into the season, and so far he hasn't quite lived up to them. Whether those expectations were fair is debatable, but one thing is clear. If the Miami Heat hope to make another deep playoff run, they'll need a better version of Jimmy Butler. I believe playoff Jimmy is still in there, as we've seen him flip the switch, becoming one of the NBA's most unstoppable forces when the stakes are the highest. However, health has always been his Achilles heel. He played in only 60 games last season and hasn't topped 64 games over any of the past 4 seasons. This year, though, he's played in 16 of Miami's first 22 games, putting him on track for his healthiest season in nearly a decade. Right now, the Heat are fully healthy and capitalizing on a relatively soft schedule, a refreshing change for a team that's often plagued by injuries. Still, even with the team clicking, it's tough to say whether they have another Cinderella run in them like they did back in 2023. A lot will depend on whether or not Jimmy Butler can stay healthy and tap into that playoff mode when it matters the most. But that's just my take. Do you guys think Tyler Herro is now the best player on the Miami Heat? Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments section below.